Hello folks, and welcome back to another Wise Game video. In this video we're going to be playing Battle for Azeroth, the Alpha. I did get the Alpha a couple of days ago, and I did make a video a couple of days ago explaining how you could find out if you also got the Alpha, because they don't really email you when it comes to the Alpha. They do for the betas, but not alphas. So I will have the link for that video in the description panel of this video. Now this is where you're going to come out to. The first time playing Alliance anyway, you're going to come out to this place right here called Trade Winds Market. This is like a pub or something like that, and this is where you're going to come out. And for the horde side of the game, I'm not playing a horde toon, so I can't basically go on a horde toon and actually show you guys in the game, but the name of your place is going to be, if I'm pronouncing this right, it's going to be called zul'dazer. Because now we're separated again. It's not like Dalaran where the Horde and the Alliance shared the same place. Now I'm not going to be covering tons in this game because I just started playing it and I'm still level 110. So there's not a lot of areas I opened up and discovered yet, but keep an eye on my channel because I'll be covering those as I progress in the game. Now back here is a portal that could take us Alliance back from this place back to Stormwind, which is nice because it saves the use of using your hotstone. And your hotstone up here is already set to this place. So you're good as that goes. So with this portal here, and they also have a portal on the other side, which we'll see in a few minutes. Now if we open up the map, we're going to see that the map to me is the most obvious looking thing that they're still working on. It's all blotchy looking, and they don't show the areas and details. So the town that we're in right now, Borrelus, we're not really seeing the town at all. We're just seeing my arrow and that I'm located to the top east, to the northeast. And that's where Borrelus is. So there's really no indication, even in these drop-down boxes, there's nothing saying about Borrelus, which is supposed to be the main faction hub for the Alliance. The only way I could tell that I'm in Borrelus, besides players telling me the other day, is if I walk through here, it shows up on the screen, and now it's on top of my mini-map, Borrelus Harbor. But even if we walk back out here now, because that's just basically a dead end down there, I think. If we walk out here now, we would never really know that we're in Borrelus, because now it says Trade Winds Market again. And this area is big. It's a huge area. I love the looks of it. It's got that Middle Age feel again. Pirates of the Caribbean, whatever. I love that. You know, Dalaran was cool, but it was a little too glossy and for me. You know, but it is a really cool area, though. Dalaran's a really cool area. And we could see that here's a banker right now. But again, any of these locations and these vendors could always change with patches that they're coming out with for the Alpha. So keep that in mind also. So here's the banker. I'm not sure where the guild banker is, but there is one around here. I remember people saying it in trade. And you just want to explore this area because this is going to be a new home now for this expansion. You should be able to find most of the vendors that you need as far as that goes. Up back here is one of our flight guys, and I can use a mount. Is one of our flight masters. So again, like I says, make sure that you put on that tracking and track off, you know, most of these vendors so you can find them. As far as the UI in the game, when you log in, you're going to have this sitting right here. No matter what you try, no matter what you do, this is always going to come back up and sit right here every time you log back into the game on Alpha. And this is just an easy way now that you could send them feedback of bugs and if you're confused about something, if you have like a question. So that's what that's for. But you could slide it around, but there's no way of getting rid of it. So, you know, so you could slide it off somewhere. Now, as far as the actual bars down here, the only big change is that they kind of separated it. I love the way it looks. I think it looks really good. Some people might hate it, but you could always use like an add-on later on. You can't use any add-ons right now in alpha test. because there's no even, they don't even have an add-on button because they don't want your add-ons to interfere with any kind of bugs and stuff that may be going on during the alpha test, because that's what we're here for. So you can't use any add-ons. So they did separate your character pane down here, or your bar, from your skill bar. It's not all one solid straight through bar anymore. It's separated. And I kind of like on how they shortened it up here too. So to me it looks nice. As far as any other UI changes, I don't see that many. I've checked it out because I set up all my interface and all that stuff, and I didn't really come across too many. So so that's about it for that. And like I said, this place is vast. You got a lot to explore. And it's got that nice old RPG feel again. I like that. Cool. Okay, let's make our way back to the to where we started. And we're going to go through the portal, and I want to show you something in Stormwind. Before we do, coming back from the Flight Master, just coming up this way, this is where, right now, all your main vendors are and trainers for your professions. So here's your herbalist, here's your miner, skinner or whatever, miner, so on and so forth. So they're all located here. So that's another indication right there that this is definitely a main hub right now. Okay, I'm still a little confused of getting around this place. So let's just make our way back up towards... Now, one thing I have noticed, this is what made me think that this place was not the main place until players told me, was because I'm not rested. If you look up at my portrait to the top left, you don't see the Z's like we see when we're in any kind of sanctuary or a major city. So there's no resting here at the moment. I don't know if that's broken or whatnot, but all you have to do is just, well, I'll show you. Okay, so let's continue back to the tavern. And then we'll take the portal back to Stormwind. So again, it's so easy to go back and forth from Stormwind to here. That's all you have to do when you want to log off and rest for the night. So here we are inside the Mage Tower. And if we notice now, there's one extra portal. And that new portal is to take you back to Borderless. So it's very easy to go back and forth. So now I want to head to the trade district and show you guys probably one of the most important vendors that you definitely want to know about. But before we do that, let's go over a few other little details here that you guys are definitely going to want to know about, because I know most of you guys love PvE in your dungeons. At one time, like about a month ago, I heard they only had like 2 active. We could see right now, if we open up our adventure guide, they do have the bonuses just like in Legions. You know, this hasn't changed much at all as far as the design goes. But we do see like all the new dungeons that they added, which is pretty cool. And they also got 3 raids at this moment. And again, as they come out with newer patches, we're going to get more and more raids and dungeons as far as that goes. So that's pretty cool. You're going to have plenty of dungeons and PvE to explore, mess around with, and have a good time. Stat squish. Everything is squished in this expansion, and most people love it. I'm a fan of it also. If we look up to my health bar right here, we're going to see that I only got 15,000 now, compared to like having a couple of million on live, or 1.5 million, or whatever we have on live. And if you hit like 15k, 10k, anything like above maybe even like 1k, 2k right now, at level 110 or 112 or whatever, you're actually doing pretty good. So that's how much they actually squished it. We're not hitting in the millions anymore. So that's a big difference right there. Okay, now let's move on to the vendors that I want to show you. And these guys were also located, even though they were different types of vendors back then, when I did the Legions beta test. They started off here also, and then a lot of times they move on. So once you get to a certain level, you kick in something in the game, they're going to then be relocated a lot of times to a different place. In Legions, it was Dalaran because Dalaran was the main hub back then for Legions, just like in Wrath of the Lich King. This vendor on the right is the guy you definitely want to know about, because I know all you people and myself, we love legendaries. And he's going to give you your legendaries or sell you the legendaries that you could actually wear on your class or your toon, and he just sells them for gold just to get you started in the game, because don't forget, when we do an alpha test or a beta test, we're not spending 2 years doing so, so we have to be given some of these things to test the right implements in the game. Now, the game's going to automatically start you off at 5,000 gold, so you don't have to worry about being gold starved at the start to buy some of your goodies here. They're also going to give you, as always, in any beta or alpha, they're also going to give you your foods to get you started, your hot stone, and all that good stuff, and your gears, your starting off gears. You can only wear one legendary at a time at this moment. That might change later on with further patches, so don't be coming in here spending all your gold on all these when you can only equip one at the time. And but you may want to buy a few, and I'm going to tell you why. There's something going on. We don't know if it's a bug. We don't know if it's a level thing. We don't know. I even posted a forum on the website, and I still didn't get an answer yet. It seems like nobody really knows, and people mention it a lot of times in trade chat, is that this guy does not show up for some players. And I noticed most of the players that are saying that are no longer 110. They're like level 114, 115, or whatnot. And but I did notice that some other players at those levels was still seeing these guys. So we don't know what's going on there. Now, in Legions, they would get relocated after a while to Dalaran. But we're not sure yet where these guys are going to show up again, or maybe they just go away for good. Maybe it's a one-time shop. You come in here, you buy a few things. But so far, the guy's still showing up for me ever since I started. So if I find out more information about that, I'll post it somewhere down in the comments so you guys know. So this is where you come to get your legendaries to get you started, and a lot of them have a lot of cool uses, like as far as abilities that you can use. Like this one launches a vortex of destruction that seeks your current enemy, blah blah blah, and does about 30,000 damage, which is a lot of damage right now. This guy right here is where you could queue up for a few dungeons and raids. And I think there's a few other guys scattered like that throughout the game too. Here's the portals also that will take you back to Borderless. So you don't have to go back to the Mage Tower now. And then this one also takes you to this other area called Drusifar, I think is how you pronounce that. So now we're just going to go back to Borderless because that's about it for Stormwind. But again, it's good to log off in Stormwind and you can rest, because you're going to be leveling up. You're going to need that rested experience. And I think we're pretty much getting at the end here. Let me go over my thoughts really fast and see if there's anything else I want to cover. Tell you what, I'll take you guys out really quick to an area in the world so we could say it. Let's see here. Okay, guys, here's a nice view right here. This is how big this place is. So we'll just see if I can comb it around a bit. Beautiful, beautiful looking harbor. That is really cool. See the mountains in the background and all that good stuff. I love the looks of this so far. Alright, I'll take you out to a spot and then we'll pretty much wrap it up. And I almost forgot too, but I think a lot of you guys already know this stuff. Artifact weapons. There is no more. There is no more artifact weapons for Battle for Azeroth, but you will be getting a artifact necklace. Everybody gets an artifact necklace, and I guess that we pretty much build it up basically the way that we've done in the past, but I've noticed that some other information that I looked up online, the menus and stuff look totally different. I don't see if let me actually see something here. Okay, it seems like I can't activate it yet. I have to be at a certain level to be able to do so. So, I'll cover that in a later video, but I just want you to know about the artifacts. No, again, it's no longer weapons. It's going to be that necklace. Okay, now we're going to fly off to, let me see, I don't have too many places yet. I only have like 3. Let's see. I should have moved my chat pane before. That thing's like hogging half the screen. And when we're flying, we'll just take in some of the looks here. And again, I don't have a super duper computer anymore. It was a couple of years ago, but... And here's one of the areas. And we'll just tool around a little bit. And I think that's about it, folks. I think I covered most of what I know right now. And again, you know, sub up so you know when I come out with future videos covering more about the alpha. Hopefully a beta invite later on. So, yeah. So great, guys. Thanks for stopping by as always. Feel free to sub up, comment down below, and we'll catch you the next time. Take care. Bye-bye.